What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And I love making these videos when it comes to Bitcoin and its long-term projections and value when the market is in a downturn. I actually enjoy the pain, the misery that comes with it. It hasn't always been like this. It's taken some time, but hey, look, this just means that I get to buy assets that I deem valuable cheaper than they were yesterday. And as they continue to go cheap, I buy as much as I can. And my middle name should technically be DCA, which is dollar cost average, because that is the key to making a difference in the long run. And I watched a video from Carl the Moon today. If you guys don't know who he is, definitely check him out. One of the biggest influencers for me being in the space. But he also said something today that was very, very relevant, was that nobody got rich overnight. Wealth is a long play. And I'll add to that nobody ever stayed rich overnight. Definitely some one-hit wonders out there, lottery ticket winners, whatnot. But they don't tend to they don't tend to hold on to that wealth very long. So how do you amass long-term wealth? Well, one obviously is owning the right assets, but two is also having the mindset to go with it. I am not a patient person. Patience is not one of my strong suits, but it's needed. It's something it's something that has to be forced to a certain degree, but with Bitcoin, it actually became something that's pretty easy. And I actually get to balance both, right? I'm impatient because I buy Bitcoin when I can, but I'm patient for the long-term gains from it. And it's not what this video is supposed to be about. So I just wanted to put in here that it's one of those things that you buy when you can, if you can put it on a automated process. There's some bots that are on certain platforms like 3 commas, or even if you're on crypto.com or some exchanges, they allow you to set something up where you can dollar cost average, or you just do it the good old fashioned way whenever you have the access, money, or you have a system for yourself where you just know when to buy. You buy a little piece. Okay. You just want to buy what you can. And look, I do that for me. I can't say you should do that. It is my opinion that you should. It's no financial advice like every YouTuber says. So it's not financial advice, but it is what I do. It's my opinion that it's something that's going to pay dividends long, out in the future. Not even that long, 5-10 years, and we're going to see I will see massive returns from doing what I do. But look, when things are down, there's always that emotional aspect to it. I'm in it. Stock market is down. I'm in it. Never feels good. So I always like to look at long-term value. All right. And I want to point something out. 2 things today. I want to point out companies that have Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So instead of cash, they decided Bitcoin was a much better store of value, and also the global adoption. Okay, so I want to go through the numbers associated with how much of the world is adopting crypto and how much room there is for growth. Okay, so look, right off the bat here, if you've been in the crypto space, you will have heard MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. He is the longest running CEO of a public company. Very profitable company as is, but he decided to go all in on Bitcoin. So not only does he buy Bitcoin with cash that he has, but he will take loans against assets or even his Bitcoin. Actually, he will take loans against his Bitcoin value and raise some more money as well and use that money to buy even more Bitcoin. So there's no bigger Bitcoin bull. There's no better Bitcoin figurehead. Let's put it that way. All right, so MicroStrategy here has 129,000 Bitcoin. All right, and Tesla here, we all know Elon Musk and Tesla. They've got 48,000 Bitcoin, and we're talking about numbers of like almost 4 billion for MicroStrategy of when they got in, and 1.5 billion for Tesla. And now we're looking at MicroStrategy sitting at 5.2 billion, and Tesla's 1.9 billion. So they've already made significant gains with just putting their money into Bitcoin and not touching it. All right. So we go down Galaxy Digital Holdings, 16,000. Square, which is now called Block. All right. Has 8,000 Bitcoin. And the Marathon Hut 8 well, they don't even have Hut 8's numbers in there. I believe that's around just under 5,000 Bitcoin they have. Oh, they do have right here, 4,700. Coinbase, very big public exchange. They're going to release a NFT platform that will be massive, just under 4,500. And the list goes on of these companies that have actually put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So why do I bring this up? Because these companies are run by very smart individuals, groups of people. They have a board they have a board that dictates or decides the direction of the company. And if they thought it was a bad idea, they wouldn't be doing this. They have shareholders that they have to be responsible for or be responsible to. So all of these very smart, very savvy individuals and entities have decided to jump into Bitcoin and not dipping their toe. I mean, there's a significant amount of Bitcoin. So look, you have to see for yourself what makes sense, but also what are the smartest people out there doing? What are the wealthiest people out there doing? What are these companies out there doing that are profitable? Why would they want to go in this direction? All those questions you need to ask and find answers to for yourself. Okay? They can't all be wrong. And if they are all wrong, that's a rarity that needs to be noted. All right? So I like to highlight this. This always makes me feel better if I'm ever down, is who else is, and this is not even going into the individuals, the Winklevoss twins, Michael Saylor himself, a whole bunch of individuals who own a significant amount of Bitcoin. So these are just entities. But what I found interesting was actually this right here, which is the global crypto adoption. All right. So as of 2021, so not even updated for 2022, you're looking at an average of 3.9% crypto ownership across the world. So about 300 million crypto users. And this was very interesting to me, was just to see the numbers. Again, this is not, I do not believe this is updated. It's probably just encompassing all of 2021. But we've got 100 million crypto users or crypto owners in India. And we know India's population is much bigger than 100 million. But 100 million is still significant. It's a very large number. But if you look at the percent of the population, it's only 7.3%. Very small percentage of the population. All right, look at the US. Now, for all of the talks about regulation and banning and all that kind of stuff that goes on, the US is actually the number 2 country in the world that has crypto ownership. And we've got, 28 million, probably more now, right? And we're looking at still 8.3%. Okay, Russia sitting here at 17 million and just under 12%. Nigeria, Brazil, Pakistan, Indonesia, Vietnam, Ukraine, Kenya, all of them are under 13% in adoption. And if we look down here, where do we go? There we go. My home country here, sitting at a measly 1.2 million and a very, very small percentage of the population, 3.2%. All right, so what does this mean? Okay, so one is we actually have ownership in these countries in the millions. So that's a good sign. But such a small percentage of the population, 7.3s, the 8%, the 6%, less than 5%, Canada's 3.2%. I mean, the room for growth, the room for adoption is unbelievable. So you guys can see that on one aspect with the public companies, they've already jumped on board. And even there's tons of room for growth, right? We've got all these other public companies, the Apples, the Microsoft. If they decide to put that, on their balance sheets, forget about it, right? Like there's only 21 million Bitcoin. There's not enough for everybody to get it. The question is when are they going to get it? Not if anymore. It's when. Okay? And these countries, I mean, a lot of them are unbanked, meaning they don't have access to any financial services. Bitcoin solves a lot of these problems. They need an internet connection and they're good to go. And obviously a means to purchase it, right? Of course. But as Bitcoin becomes more and more scarce, the value is only going to increase down the road. Now, we may get these periods in time where the price point is low or dipping lower. That's fine. But you got to look at the fundamentals. You got to look at the long-term value. And this long-term is 5 to 10 years. So, again, I urge anyone out there, any of you watching right now, who are feeling a certain type of way because of the markets. Either you're happy about it because you you think Bitcoin is nothing but magic money, or if you're feeling down because you're invested in it, and you never like to see your asset go down, which nobody does. But you got to look at long term. You got to look at fundamentals, and if people in the know, people with financial knowledge, are jumping in and getting as much as they can, you got to ask yourself why. And now even the bigger ones, the pension funds and the rest of these guys, the insurance companies, all of them who want to jump in, they're just waiting for that green light, and they may be buying, on the down low, or this, or very quietly are they buying or accumulating some. We just don't know what what protocols are being used behind closed doors. But eventually it's all going to come out. Okay, this is the internet when the internet was in 1998 with about 200 million or so users. Same place. And we know where the internet is now and what it became. But we didn't know then. All right, so hold tight. Do what you can. If you have the means, dollar cost average, do your own research. But try and stay emotionally level. The markets will go up and down as they choose. Bitcoin does what Bitcoin does. You just got to get as much as you can. All right. At least that's my opinion. So hopefully that provided you guys some value. Hopefully this provided some stability in a market that doesn't have much of one right now. Okay. So there's no guarantee of in the short to medium term what the price is going to do. You got to look further out. Okay. You look further out and things seem to settle down. And you sleep better at night. Okay, so dollar cost average works for me, allows me to sleep at night, and I will continue to do so. So guys, remember, tomorrow never comes. Get in the game as soon as you can, and I'll see you guys in the next one.